Welcome to the York Emporium. We are here tonight talking football again. We're talking about the York Capitals, the Capital football team, the new arena football team from the, I want to make sure I'm getting this right, the American Indoor Football League. This is a new team, inaugural season, 2013, that is playing at the York City Ice Arena. And I've got with me something a little bit special tonight. I don't have any of the players, and he is not one of the dancers sitting here at the table with me. I've got here John Morris. He's better than a player and better than a dancer, depending on your point of view. John actually owns the team. He's the guy responsible for bringing the team to York. So, John, welcome to the York Emporium. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
This is great. Appreciate you having me. Thank you.
This is great. And this is the football that these guys are using. It's a full-size regulation football, except it happens to be red, white, and blue. And if you've gotten your hands on one, and you may have if you've been to one of the games, we'll talk about that, you'll see that there's a signature over here on this football, and that happens to be his signature. So this is a big deal that we got sitting here with us tonight. So Mr. Big Deal, thank you for being with us tonight, John. I really, is it okay if I call you John?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. I've
been called worse.
Yeah, well, I don't want to call you Mr. Big Deal all night. I mean, I've been doing that off camera, but on camera we pretend we're friends. So I want to welcome you here, and I'm very excited. A lot of us are very excited about the fact that the football team is here in York. So tell us a little bit about this. Now, you not only own the team, you own the league.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah. Our goal, obviously, when you look at our footprint, is to move up and down off of 95, 83. Scranton, Pennsylvania's on the slate for next year. We've got Harrisburg, obviously, who has been in existence for 5 years. Marcus Colston now owns that team. They'll be here, in fact, Saturday night. Then we've got York. We're talking to another territory that I really can't talk about right now because it's still in the works. That's pretty local. And then Baltimore. And then North Carolina. And if you look at the demographics and where we're located, it's all about travel. Mm-hmm. Putting our teams in a position where they can make most of these games be day trips. Yeah. Which cuts down on the budget, obviously.
Oh, sure, just an hour or two down the road or something.
Exactly, and and what I like about it, like Saturday night, we'll have a lot of the Harrisburg Stampede fans. Yeah. Will be coming up because it's so close. They'll have an opportunity to see their home team play an away game, which is pretty strong too. I like that. Yeah. Well, Harrisburg Stampede, of course, in their fans, because last year you were Harrisburg Stampede. Is that correct? Yeah, I actually started just like we're doing with York. I started the Harrisburg team. Yeah. And owned that team for several years until we're able to find local ownership, which is really our goal. Me owning the league, my desire would be to not own a team, but run the league and continue to build that, go out and get the corporate sponsors, that will also assist in the budgets at the end of the day. Well, look, if you're willing to sell the team, we could work out something here with a store credit or something. I mean, we could do something like that. I got to tell you, you probably got enough stuff in here to buy 4 or 5 teams. I'm very, very impressed with this. No, well, we got to be nice. This is my retirement on the shelves in here. So, okay. Anyway. But no, I'm kidding you. But you started the Harrisburg team 5 years ago. Yeah. Now, what was it the same league at that point? Yes, it was. And what we did a couple years ago was, I'm getting old now, Jim, and I need to kind of slow down from time to time. So I decided to take our league and do a merger a couple years ago. And when we did that, our owner said, "Hey, we need to bring back the American Indoor Football League," and so we decided a couple years ago to bring it back. So yeah, and for all intents and purposes, it started as an AIF team, and obviously we're still playing with our signature red, white, and blue ball this year. So everybody's happy again. So you went back to the ball this year. Did you go away from this ball for 1 year? For 1 year. For 1 year when we played in another league, the SIFL, mm-hmm. and it just didn't work out. So we decided to bring back our league. And I'm very grateful that we did. Yeah. Well, it seems the games are well attended. Now we've had, as we're taping this, not necessarily as it airs, but as we're taping this, there have been 2 home games. Mm-hmm. All right. Played home against Washington and against West Virginia. Mm-hmm. And you've gone to Harrisburg. Mm-hmm.
All right. So I mean, we're 3 games into the season, and the record is 2-1.
Correct.
Okay. And this weekend, Harrisburg is coming here.
That's right.
Yeah. And then, so that's 4 games. That's almost halfway. That is halfway through the season.
That's right.
All right. Because it's an 8-game season this year.
8-game regular season, then playoffs, and then hopefully we'll be hosting a playoff game and a championship game.
Well, there you go. Now, are you in first place or second place or tied for first, or where are you?
We're actually in the win column. We're tied for second.
Okay.
Your team actually got a slower start. We started later. Harrisburg right now is 4-0, unbeaten. They actually went to Fayetteville and played Cape Fear this past weekend. Real tough ball game, 39-30 final. Harrisburg won. And Cape Fear is a team that I owned last year, and again found a local owner who now owns it. And they were both unbeaten teams going into that game, and of course Harrisburg coming out on top. But that's the ring from.
Well, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah, that's
the ring. 2012 AIF Championship ring.
Right.
That's a heck of a ring.
Yeah, that's the ring that Cape Fear won last year.
We're going to try to get a close up of this, but this is a heck of a ring. I mean, that's all cubic zirconia all around there. I'm sure.
Yeah, it's all fake.
Yeah, it's all bling and
just for
deal.
show.
Yeah, right. It weighs a few pounds too, so
that's a great conversation piece.
Well, I'll bet. You know, I saw it on your finger at the game on Saturday. You were a little bit busy though, so I didn't stop to ask you about it.
Yeah, game time seems to get like that.
You're all over the place during the game. You really are. I mean, most of the team is supposed to stay in the what is the penalty box when it's a hockey rink. That's where most of the team is supposed to stay. And when I was there, I was moving around a little bit this past Saturday night, and a lot of the team was there. But then there was another box, a penalty box next to that, and you had broadcasting type people in there, and you were in there for a little bit, but not for a lot. You were running around, and during halftime, you were running around throwing out footballs.
Yeah.
Now, is that something new, or
it's sort of a signature thing?
Yeah.
Al makes me throw at least 10 balls out. My game day operations manager.
Yeah.
Do
you really listen to him?
I do. You know,
really?
Every once in a while, he does say something that makes sense.
Really?
So
like maybe good night or something like that.
See you later.
See, you know, there have been times.
Here's your balls.
There's been times. There's been time when he's come in and said good morning, and I've looked out the window just to check, you know, because, you know, with Al,
that's fun.
You know, you shake hands and you count your fingers just to make sure they're all still there. But anyway, we digress. But so Al makes you throw these out.
Yeah, we actually started this. We did it in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And then when we put the team in Harrisburg, you know, every halftime we'll go out and we'll throw some balls, get the crowd pumped up, and I think, you know, I think they look forward to it. At this point, you know, and you heard the crowd. I mean, they were just going crazy.
Well, and then you tease them.
Yeah, we do tease them.
You tease them. Like you're going to throw over here, and then you think no, and you walk over here and you throw over there, and you know. But I mean, the balls go flying throughout the game. I mean, it's really a passing game more than a running game.
Yeah, it is.
You know, and I mean, if I can, you know, not like I'm an expert or anything, but it appears to me that the run is more just to throw them off than anything else when you run the ball.
It's keep defense honest.
Yeah.
Now, you know, depending on what type of back you have back there.
Yeah.
If you have a real quick back, we had a real quick back in Harrisburg, and he's still there now, Eugene Goodman, and he can hurt you. If you don't pay attention to him, he can hurt you. And what that does is it kind of freezes. We have 2 linebackers. One's a Mac, one's a Jack. The Mac is typically the guy that'll blitz. The Jack is the guy that'll float side to side. And he can't really float as far as you'd like to float or have, you know, sort of freelance back there if he knows he's got a running back on an inside handoff or something that could hurt him. And so a real good running back in our game does help you out offensively. And we have a guy that's quarterbacking for us right now who's got a great arm. And if that Jack is standing still, allowing Andrew to pinpoint where he wants to throw the ball, that helps the quarterback out as well to get, you know, higher completions. I think, in fact, this past weekend, I think Andrew was like 18 for 21.
Yeah.
You know, which is a high percentage, especially when you take into consideration in our game, if a quarterback has 3 seconds to throw the ball, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Because they're on them like that. So to be 18 for 21, that's a pretty good night.
I'm really impressed. Well, a couple different things on what you said. I mean, you got a fullback that the man is just a bull. We had him on the show here a couple of weeks ago. I've forgotten his name. Help me with his name.
Which one are we talking about? I think
Blake.
We're talking about Blake.
Okay, yeah, Blake. And I mean, he's just a bull. I mean, he's about this high and about as wide as he is high, and it's all muscle. And I mean, he'll knock you over just because he wants to.
Yeah, and the good thing about a guy like that is he's that extra blocker.
Yeah.
That will give the quarterback the additional second or two or half a second in some cases that he needs to move outside and throw that ball.
Well, and as we started to say, the balls do go flying all over the place. I mean, it's very much a passing game. I mean, you're throwing them out at halftime, but it's very much a passing game. And I'm going to guess 4, 5, 6 of them a game anyway go over the wall and into the stands if the receivers don't happen to catch them.
Yeah, we lose on average about 50 balls a game.
50 balls a game.
Yeah.
And that includes also then kicks and stuff too.
And I cry every time they go in the stand.
I almost got beaned the other day, and first, I mean, the ball was coming right at me, and I was thinking, I'm going to go get this, and I'm thinking, are you out of your mind, you idiot?
I look out like there goes another $20.
Well, but I mean, the balls were just, I mean, they're going all over the place, and the kids love it when they get their hands on it.
Yes, they do.
They really do. But, so you really do go through an awful lot.
We go through a lot of them.
And part of that is just because everybody is so close to the field. And I don't want to just compare you to NFL. It's not fair because there are in a lot of ways different games. But with the NFL, even if you got a good seat, 50-yard line down close, you're still a good 20, 30 yards from the field. And here, if you got a seat in the first row, you're a good 20, 30 inches from the field.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that close.
Yeah. Well, the likelihood of a ball in the NFL coming up into the stands is not going to happen, really, unless a player runs over and hands it to someone or something like that. And
correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Vince Lombardi ever tossed footballs into the stands.
No, I don't think he did either.
No, that's just one more way where you're a little bit different than him.
I am a little bit different, but I do look up to him. He was a great guy.
He was a hell of a guy. But anyway, go ahead.
So the idea is, when we built this product, and all the way down to the end of the game, after the game's over, all of our players they have to stay on the field to sign autographs and meet with the fans. And that's really what it's all about. So you get a ball in the stands. When you look at our prices, in fact, I don't know if I should mention this or not, but we're actually giving the adults an opportunity to come and have a couple beers on us, along with their ticket, and get a football. So you may leave there actually being better off than the price you paid to get in.
Yeah, well, the tickets are $15 a head. And I wasn't going to bring that up, but since you did, I want to thank you because I have certainly been taking advantage of the 2 free beers per person.
I told him to cut you off. I saw you were drinking too much.
Well, yeah, I kept going up there saying, this one's for John. It's not for me. This one's for John. And I tried to get some for Al, and they said, no.
No, you can't give Al beer.
No. But, but they cut them off after 2. You can only have 2 beers.
Yes.
But there are 2 free complimentary beers, assuming that you can prove that you're of age and that sort of thing. And it's just nice. It's a friendly kind of environment. It's a fun night.
It is, and that's really what it's all about. When you look at our prices and what we charge folks to get in, you can hardly go to the movies, for the same price.
No.
And you get 2 hours of entertainment, real good entertainment.
Yeah.
Good, solid football. And
it is solid football.
Yeah.
I mean, these aren't semi-pro guys and who are just in it for for the weekend fun or something. No. These are professional guys. They're going out there. They're going full force.
Yeah, I mean, I guarantee you, if you sat down and asked Andrew what his goals were, it would be to go to the next level. And that's what we're all about. And when we started our league, that's what we designed this to be a platform, if you will, for the guys to continue to play and go to the next level. Now, you do have some guys that are 30, 31, 32 years old that really want to just come out and keep playing. They get a small check, to play. But for the most part, a lot of our guys are young and still aspire to go to the next level. And that's really what it's all about. I mean, I remember being in Harrisburg our first year, We had a player on our team that right in the middle of our season was brought up and signed by a Canadian Football League team. You know, and when you see those kinds of things, you know, you can't help but to feel good, and you know that, you know, what you're doing, your work that you're doing is paying off.
I don't want to get too far into this, but let me ask you a couple of questions, because I know people have asked me about it, and I want to ask about the economics on all of this. Does this is this? There's no polite way of me asking this. Is this viable? I mean, are you guys making any money?
Well, it can be. You know, one of the reasons why we're down to an 8-game season is because we want to put our owners I want to put our owners in a position where they can not only give back to the community and have football for the local fans in the area, but they have an opportunity to make money at this. Mm-hmm. You know, we've played the 14-game schedules, we've played the 12-game schedules, and I'm a businessman first. I own other companies. That's what sort of pays for all this. But we finally looked at and we realized that, hey, if we don't put our owners in a position, good solid owners in, I don't care who you are, if you're a businessman, a smart businessman, you're only going to lose money for so long. It don't matter what you're doing. And I think we found a formula now that puts our owners in a position where they can give back to the community, they can have a professional sport team in their community, and also at the end of the day not look at their bank account and say, oh my goodness, why am I doing this?
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, there is a concern, and I think a legitimate concern. You know, people don't want to become too invested in the team if it's not going to be here next year. Mm-hmm. You know, there's an old saying that the way to amass a small fortune in the used book business is to start with a large fortune. Yeah. You know, and just watch it slowly trickle away. And I just want to make sure that's not, you know, we're not necessarily talking about that here. Well, you know,
and that's a great point. And again, if you look at our schedule, you look at our eight-game schedule. I'll go back to what I said in the very beginning. You look at our travel, you know, which puts our teams in a position where they can go and they can play an away game and come back. They don't have the hotel stay. You don't have the enormous amounts of money that you got to pay for bus travel, or in some cases, you know, air travel. When you start to eliminate those, and then you eliminate the amount of games that you play, you can start to see where finally you put yourself in a position where maybe you could have a winner. Mm-hmm. You know, I started this. I've been doing this for 9 years now, and I've had some seasons, especially early on, where I questioned it. Yeah. I'm like, man, I just lost all this money. Do I want to do this again, or do I want to donate this money to, you know, maybe the Cancer Society, or, you know, if I'm gonna throw my money away, why not give it to another cause? And I think, you know, at the end of the day, when you look at the impact that we could have on our players, what the impact the players can have on the community, going into, you know, working at the Boys and Girls Club, the churches, the schools. You know, I'll give you an example. When we had our All-Star game, our players, our All-Stars, went out to a boys' home. And after they left, we brought them all to the game. And after that game was over, for the next 30 days, because they chart the behavior of all the kids on a daily basis. Yes. For the next 30 days, they had the best 30 days on record in that boys' home. So the idea is to find a way to make it work. You know, the idea is to make sure that our owners can hold on to this thing and they're not losing their shirt, and still have that same impact on the community. And I think we have that now.
Well, I know you certainly go out and do an awful lot of things. I've seen the pictures in the paper and on Facebook and stuff where they talk about the stuff you're doing, and you're going out and you are meeting with, at the Y, I think the coach has been, and a number of other places kind of like that. And I'm sure you're going to be continuing that sort of thing. I want to make sure, I mean, we are a sponsor of the team, and we're very happy to be sponsoring the team.
And we appreciate that.
Well, and I haven't gotten one coupon back, but I'm still going to do it, because I'm on my way to my small fortune, having started with the life. Yeah, I wish I had a large fortune, but no, we're excited to be a sponsor this year. We've done the team picture. We've sponsored the team picture, and We've sponsored some of the footballs that you have been throwing away. And we have sponsored, we have got another poster coming out of the Lady Capitals, the dance team. We're going to be doing that. So, you know, we're very happy for that. And I know that when I go to the game, there's an awful lot of banners up all around the inside. And I'm sure you've got other kinds of sponsors like that too, who are doing kinds of things, maybe even in-kind stuff as opposed to just cash and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and we've done a lot of trade sponsors, which also helps us out. You know, where we'll give them signage and we'll give them we'll give them tickets and PA announcements and stuff like that, to where it doesn't cost them a lot of money to participate, yet it helps us. From a financial standpoint that. I'll give you an example. Dacio is a huge sponsor for us, and hopefully we'll be talking to them shortly. But early on, before we even had our own press conference, we sent some emails out saying we were coming, and they said, "Come on up and see us." And they supply us with copiers and support and those kinds of things, and put the word out there and introduce us to some of the businesses that they're doing business with, which we've been able to pick sponsors up. So they didn't give us cash per se, but what they gave us was a lot more. And so it don't always have to be cash. It's just, but you cannot make it. You see our arena; it's a small arena. If we sell out, we're going to get 1,300 to 1,500 fans. So that's not going to pay the bills. Obviously, at a professional level, we are very dependent on the businesses, the local businesses around us in York, to help support us so that we can be here and stay here for a long time to come. But I will tell you, based on what we've seen so far, I have a very good feeling about that.
Well, I'm really excited. I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. And just for the record, I want to say that we want to do the team picture again next year, and we'd like to sponsor the footballs again next year. You can put that down. Of course, I've got to clear that with my boss.
And we have that on tape. Right?
We do have that on tape. We can edit it out if we need to, but we've got it on tape. And it's funny, what a coincidence. You mentioned Dacio.
Yeah.
Son of a gun. Look who's standing over here. Dave. Dave, join us. Look at this. He just happened to walk in. Hey, Dave, welcome.
Jim, thank you. Thank you very much.
Dave is from Dacio and one of the sponsors that we were just talking about. So what exactly now do you do for the team?
Well, I think I can speak for the other owners of Dacio, which I am one of, and all the employees that we're very, very proud to be able to sponsor the football team. We're proud of what John's doing, bringing football into York. York is very supportive of all their local teams, and we're really excited to see indoor football come to York.
Let me just say something about this guy, though. Not only did he supply copiers, anytime you call this man, and he is one of the owners. That's the other. You say I'm running around, and I am, and I love it. But I don't think anybody loves what they do more than this guy. And I'm not saying that because he's here. The service that we've gotten, and keep in mind this is a trade deal, so we're not paying him. He's there. They committed to us, Jim, in the beginning, and said we're going to supply your copiers. We're going to be there for you. And and Al can correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't matter what time we call him. It could be a Saturday, it could be a 5 o'clock in the afternoon. If he can't make it, he certainly will call us back and say, "Hey, I'll be there." And football people, we're not the smartest in the bunch in the tree.
It depends on whether or not you've kept the helmets on.
But so he's had to train us quite a few times on this unbelievable system that we've gotten. By the way, I mean it does our. Not only is it print, but it actually does the programs that we do. It spits them out, and I don't know all the rigmarole it goes through, but it'll print them, it'll staple them. It's unbelievable. So we have a great system, but it's really the service that we've gotten from this company, and there's been other companies and like yourself. Interviewing our players, giving us an opportunity to get our product out there, raise the level of awareness so the community that don't know about us gets to know about us. So it's guys like you guys that really have taken us to a level where we need to go. And we think, and it's been my experience because I've done this several times with startups, that year 2, year 3, year 4, as we get more awareness out there, you know, it just continues to grow.
I think that's great. We're excited that you're here. We're excited. I can speak for the York Emporium. I don't want to speak for Dacio, but we're looking forward to growing with you. Absolutely. And we're really looking forward to next year. We're looking forward to this year. I'm looking forward to Saturday night and my free beer.
How about
John,
the playoffs? How about the playoffs?
Well, hey, I'm
playoffs? Did you say playoffs?
No, I'm talking championship. Do I get free beer for that too?
You know what? If we don't have it available, I'll make sure I'll buy you.
All right, that sounds good. You heard him. It's on tape. Dave, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, John.
Thanks for coming to the York Emporium. We're talking football. Let's go.